Planeswalkers, Tyler here, and today I'm bringing you another episode of Tribal Talk, a show where I look at underutilized, underpowered, or underrepresented creature tribes in Magic, and give my 2 cents on how I think they could be brought into more relevance in the Commander format. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at how Wizards defines a tribe. According to the official wiki, a tribe is slang for a block, set, or deck with a mechanic centered around one or more creature types. In our last episode, we looked at hippos, a tribe that boasts a sad 5 creatures, 2 token generators, and half a sorcery. Today, we'll be taking a slightly different look at a tribe with more members, but still not enough cohesion. Magic the Gathering's snappiest boys, the Crocodiles. Crocodiles are a tribe in Magic that have a total of 24 members. Amit Eternal and Baleful Amit, a pair of crocodile demons from Amonkhet block, Catacomb Crocodile, Crocodile of the Crossing, Croconura, a crocodile frog hybrid, Dross Crocodile, Dakara Scavenger, Emperor Crocodile, Hagra Crocodile, Keru Dreadmaw, Lurking Crocodile, Marsh Crocodile, Sandbar Crocodile, Scaled Behemoth, Scuttlegator, a crab, turtle, crocodile hybrid, Skeletal Crocodile, Stonefair Crocodile, Tenacious Hunter, Vivian's Crocodile, Wardscale Crocodile, Wild Crocodile, Rootwater Alligator, Grayscaled Gharial, and Algae Gharial. Okay, so worth noting, while they do bear the creature type crocodile, and they are in the crocodilian family, alligators and gharials are technically not crocodiles, but because of the whole crocodilian thing, we'll give them a pass. So, right out of the gate, crocodiles start off on a better foot than the hippos did, with their total of 8 cards. That being said, not every crocodile is a winner, and in one case, not every crocodile is even legal. Wild Crocodile, being a silver-bordered host creature from Unstable, is not legal in Commander, lowering us down to a total count of 23. Vivian's Crocodile is more of a Planeswalker deck support card for Vivian Planeswalkers more than anything else, so since Vivian is a green walker who cares about creatures, it'll get a pass. Skeletal Crocodile and Dross Crocodile are both identical, with the exception of one being a zombie and one being a skeleton, but they're both 5/1 vanilla creatures for 3 and a black, so they can stay, but they are on very, very thin ice. So that leaves us with a total pool of 23 creatures, 10 in green, 7 in black, 2 in blue, 1 in blue-black, 1 in blue-green, and 2 that are technically in green-black. So we're firmly in the Sultai color pairing, which again is better footing than the hippos got, so good for the crocs. That being said, the niche that crocodiles have been put into so far has resulted in a wide variety of abilities that, to be fair, are flavorful a handful of the time, but are mostly there just to showcase either the basic mechanics of the set rather than the unique actions of the crocodile itself, or the abilities are just absent altogether, resulting in the vanilla creature. Let's take a quick look at the abilities that we do have to work with. So the way that we're going to go over each member of the crocodile family is by dividing them up into 4 separate groups. The ones that don't really do anything, the ones that admittedly have flavor abilities but are more related to the set than the actual crocodile, the ones whose abilities are more related to the fact that they are crocodiles, and the ones that don't really have crocodile-like abilities and are just there to showcase some kind of set mechanic. To get them out of the way as quickly as possible, the first ones we'll look at are the ones that have no abilities at all. These include the previous mentioned Dross and Skeletal Crocodiles, and the Catacomb Crocodile. They don't really have much to offer aside from the creature type, and in the case of both Dross and Skeletal, being 5/1s is really more of a hindrance than it is anything. Next, the crocodiles we're going to look at have very flavorful abilities, but they are more related to the set than to the crocodile itself. These include Tenacious Hunter, Scuttlegator, Lurking Crocodile, Keru Dreadmaw, Dakara Scavenger, and Croconura. Tenacious Hunter is a 4/4 for 2 green who has Death Touch and Vigilance if another creature has a -1/-1 counter. Amonkhet block had a sub-theme of -1/-1 counters, with the Hunter being an uncommon payoff for the mechanic, though its flavor does imply that, as a Hunter, it becomes hyper-vigilant if there's injured prey around. Scuttlegator is a 6/6 crab turtle crocodile with Defender and Adapt 3 for 6 Simic. If it has a +1/+1 counter, it can attack as if it didn't have Defender. Adapt is a Simic mechanic meant to symbolize the Simic improving their creatures, in this case with counters, and giving the creatures more abilities when they have said counters. In this case, the turtle part of the Scuttlegator keeps it in one spot as a defender, but when it adapts, the crab and crocodile bits kick in and it can go on the offensive. Lurking Crocodile is a 2/2 crocodile for 2 and a green with Bloodthirst 1 and Island Walk, both abilities used in the set as well as that make sense for a crocodile. They swim, and they hunt, so blood drives them into a frenzy. Karu Dreadmaw is a 4/4 zombie crocodile for 4 and a black with Defender and 1 and a green, sacrifice a creature to gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. As a member of the Sultai brood on Tarkir, the croc serves as both a reminder that the Sultai raise the dead, thus the zombie type, and that a crocodile is used as a trap or punishment, thus the Defender and the fact that the art features it in a pit, and that the Sultai want things in your graveyard, thus the sacrifice outlet that heals you, since food is tasty. Dokara Scavenger is a 4/6 for 5 and a black that puts an artifact or creature from your grave on top of your library when it enters the battlefield. Kaladesh cared a lot about artifacts, and since the creature is black, thus living in a swamp, the recursion, based on the name, implies that the crocodile is grabbing things that get discarded and bringing them back home. So again, flavor and mechanic win. The final creature in this category is Croconura, a 1/3 frog crocodile for 2 and a green with Reach and Evolve. As another Simic creature, having Evolve makes sense, and being part frog makes sense for it to have Reach. The third category is crocodiles who have abilities not necessarily related to the set that they're in, but that rely mostly off of things that a crocodile can do. Grayscaled Gharial is a 1/1 crocodile for a single blue with Island Walk. It's gray, it blends into water, and it swims, so you can't see it coming and as such can't block it. Emperor Crocodile is a 5/5 for 3 and a green that has to sacrifice itself if you control no other creatures. Being an Emperor, it needs subordinates, as well as things to hunt. Without those, it'll die. Algae Gharial is a 1/1 for 3 and a green with Shroud and the ability to gain a +1/+1 counter whenever another creature dies. Being hidden by the algae makes it impossible to find, and the more it eats, the stronger it gets. Scaled Behemoth and Wardscare Crocodiles are both big, beefy boys with hexproof. The Behemoth is a 6/7 for 4 green, and the Wardscale is a 5/3 for 4 and a green. Being as big as they are, and with as thick of a skin as they do have, these two kind of speak for themselves. They're big, bulky, hard to deal with green creatures. Enough said. And our final category are crocodiles that don't really fit into the crocodile ability set, and are more a means of conveying a set's mechanics. Most of these could be swapped out with another generic creature type, and nothing would be lost or gained. Amit Eternal is just here to show off the Afflict mechanic. Baleful Amit and Crocodile of the Crossing are just -1/-1 counter distributors. Hagra Crocodile is a common landfall payoff. Rootwater Alligator regenerates by eating trees apparently, which is wrong on every level. Marsh Crocodile is a control player's workhorse. Vivian's Crocodile helps Vivian and Vivian alone. Stonefair Crocodile is a common creature that can gain lifelink with black mana that, I guess could fall in line with the Golgari dual deck that it appears in, but not really. And Sandbar Crocodile has phasing, which is no. These creatures didn't need to be crocodiles, and though some of them could probably serve the crocodile playstyle if they were forced to, I'd much rather have more creatures that fall in line with what we had listed in the second and third groups. Part of the fun of tribal builds, especially in Commander, is getting to play with representations of a creature type that you thoroughly enjoy, and having creatures that fit the flavor of that tribe is absolutely essential. And unfortunately for crocodiles, this is where their personal support ends. No instants, sorceries, enchantments, lands, artifacts, or planeswalkers are here to help boost them, like many other creature tribes get. If you want to run a dedicated crocodile deck, you're limited to finding cards that just generally support a tribal theme, like Icon of Ancestry or Urza's Incubator or Herald's Horn. Sure, there's plenty of ways to use cards like that to build a serviceable crocodile tribal deck, but without any targeted support of their own, you could just swap them out for literally any other tribe and play the deck the exact same way, and that's really not fun. The enjoyment I get from my tribal decks is the different ways that different creatures support each other. Goblins don't play like dragons, cats don't play like elves, sapperlings don't play like wizards. You're literally setting yourself up with a different playstyle each time you choose a different tribe. Having a bland cookie-cutter deck that can just swap out its creatures is efficient, but incredibly boring, especially if the deck plays exactly the same no matter what you plug into it. So that leaves us with the question, what can we do to make Crocodiles stand out more? First things first, and I feel like this is going to be a common theme throughout this series, is print more of them. Give us ones that act and feel like Crocodiles, like Lurking Crocodile or the Karoo Dreadmaw. Maybe even toss in a few beefy hitters like Wardscale or the Behemoth. And give us less 5/1 vanillas or bad common payoffs for set mechanics. Island Walk, Bloodthirst, boosting power when something is hurt, evasiveness, these kind of things are all present on the Crocodiles that feel like Crocodiles and can be expanded upon. Given that we're already in Sultai colors, give us a combination of, I don't know, an aggro-y control deck. Vicious creatures that keep our opponents at bay while also keeping a lock on the battlefield. This is Florida, Crocodile country, and we're here to stay. Bring back Landwalk. Give them abilities that let them hide beneath the water or target specific creatures as prey. In real life, crocodiles are remarkably fast over short distances, so give us the ability to flash them in out of nowhere like an ambush, or let them fight since they're in green. Give them a legendary creature, maybe a Naga that cares about reptile creature types like snakes and lizards and crocodiles. The Naga are already centered in Sultai very nicely, so it's an easy fit. Crocodiles are social creatures, so give them a lore that also makes sense flavor-wise, like an alpha who watches over the group, or a mother who makes tokens and then buffs them. And that's another thing, token generators. Let us get some 1/1 baby crocs, or some 4/4 adults, or maybe even some 6/6 and higher ancient monsters. Look back at the fossil record at things like Deinosuchus, Purosaurus, and Sarcosuchus. These things were huge. Now imagine a legendary 10/10 dinosaur crocodile that spawns smaller tokens, fights creatures, pumps its family, and is hard to deal with. That is the world I want to live in. It would also be nice to see some non-creature support for crocodiles too. Maybe a land that can grant them hexproof, acting like a pool of water where the creature can hide. I could also see something along the lines of a land-like spawning bed to make baby crops, or an egg artifact that can do the same. I could see sorcery or instant spells playing off of a fighting theme for crocodiles specifically, playing off of their famous death roll or their legendary bite strength. The design space is endless. These ancient reptiles just have so much to offer. And with that, I think it's time to bring this episode of Tribal Talk to a close. To summarize, I think crocodiles are in an alright spot to have an incredibly baseline, if somewhat bland, commander strategy. But I want to see them expanded on with more members, a more unique strategy that isn't just Sultai mediocre stuff.deck, and just overall more cohesion. I think that they have a more solid foundation to build upon than a lot of other tribes I want to cover in the future, but it's just that, a foundation. I intend to build Florida out of cardboard, but I can't do that with 23 cards that barely work together. Either way, that's my opinion on crocodiles. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss an upload. Be sure to also tell me what tribes you'd like to see me cover in the future. This has been Tribal Talk with Tyler, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Later.